jobs. Most men carry trash. So you're talking crap. So everyone accepts that the best possible human experience that exists is the top 2% of men. Anything below that sucks as a man. You're better off being a chick. So what I say to men is, look, life's hard. It's always going to be hard. It's always going to suck. It always has. The only way to get out is to become excellent and perform at a level where your echelon is so high that you get to live this brand new experience. You need to become strong.
That's such an important message right there, because I mean, honestly, I'm one of those guys. Like, I need to hear this. Like, absolutely, because I have settled for mediocrity for way too long, and this is just me trying to get up in it. I love both these guys right here. I'm making a threesome out of it. Let's go, Janko.
Smart and interesting and charismatic. You need to become rich, powerful, well-known, connected. You need to do it.
But can all men do that?
No.
So, okay.
But I have to tell them the truth. When people come along to me and say, my life's shit, and I look...
But most don't even try. Most don't think it's possible, and that's all part of the programming which has been superimposed into our perceptions since we were young. And it is that very perception that we must overcome.
Them and go, yes.
Do you feel like you could change it? Do you think you could change all of that just from a perspective? I'll give you one.
Absolutely, because it is a perspective which created all that. It is a perspective which has been superimposed on the minds of the people, which has brought us to the state we are in today. So it is only a perspective that can bring us out of it. So I absolutely think it's all about perspective. It's all about perception. Okay, and the government knows this, that they actively control the perception of all the masses, and because the minds of the people are the jewel of humanity. All right, you control their minds, you control what people perceive to be valuable, and then you can manipulate society, and we are seeing that right now.
Happy all the time. Yeah. Now, I was in a bad place because I realized I was just focusing on bad things, and I was being a pussy and not fixing what I... Once I fixed what I needed to fix, I started focusing on the good things in life. Like today, I'm sitting with Reed, we're having breakfast, and I looked down, and we had a buffet, and I had a crazy amount of plate, like just a crazy plate. I took a video of it, and I looked at him, and I go, do you realize even the greatest men 1,000 years ago wouldn't be able to have all of this decorated on their plate? And we throw this out. So it's perspective.
Agreed.
So do you think that you need to make more rich men or more rich in the heart men?
That's a very good question. And when I say rich...
Okay, so when he's saying rich, like right off the bat, people are thinking monetarily rich, but you're projecting value. Value comes from your perception and from yourself. Okay, so I take it rich men as, men of substance, men that are walking the path of ascension. That is richness. That is finding value. That is creating value. All right. The monetary system that is used to transcribe that value is not where the power lies. The power lies in our minds and in our perspectives. Okay, which is what is constantly under assault by the elites, who need us to relinquish our divine sovereignty in order to control us.
I teach financials because I think financials are important. It's a tool. It's a tool, and you have a responsibility to take care of your family. So I think that as a man, your happiness comes from feeling respected over feeling loved. And the reason perhaps you're happy now is because you have more respect for yourself because of the decisions you're making, and you have self-respect.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of men, even if they have self-respect, if nobody else respects them, they're struggling. I think male depression can be fixed with respect.
I want to tap into depression. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that it's massively overdiagnosed. I say depression isn't real because I speak in absolutes. I think the idea is real. I don't feel...
Yeah, so the way I would call it is depression is not a disease. It is a state of mind that you accept, okay? And yeah, if it can seem like a disease because you are accepting the weakness of your mind, okay? And instead of pushing through that weakness. And all that is a perception that has been enforced on the masses, all right? And people just don't notice because it's so normalized. It's so normalized, and it's so pervasive throughout our society that people just think, oh, but that's all part of the mass psychosis. That's all part of the mass Stockholm syndrome. All right, and we can do better. We can rise above that perception. We absolutely can.
I don't feel like it's a clinical disease that you catch from the sky and it can't be fixed.
Exactly.
I feel like depression is feedback, pain is feedback, and your mind and body is telling you something must change. And if you make those changes, you will feel happier. I don't buy.
Yeah, that's your subconscious mind telling your conscious mind that you are not even trying to be your best self. That's all depression is. And all you got to do, and it all comes down to actions. If you're sitting down there not doing shit all day, every day, you're going to be depressed because as human beings, our job is to create. We are creators. We are co-creators within the Godhood, okay? And creation is our birthright. And if we are not creating, we will be depressed, all right? I mean, it's pretty simple, but I mean, I say it's simple now, but I mean, I've dealt with depression and suicidal tendencies most of my life up until I was 30. All you have to do is realize that you can change your life, and okay, and what you got to do is start doing things you love and start getting rid of things that stress you out and things that you know, uh, things that drag you down from becoming your best self. Okay, you start to get rid of the negative and start to concentrate on the positive. I mean, it's really and of course, if you want to be, then you will be handicapped. Like if you think it is sexy to sit there and be a worthless little piece of shit retard, then you're gonna keep rolling with that. But the minute that you look up and say, "Hey, I don't have to live like this," and all you got to do is just start doing stuff, whatever it is you love. You know, just get out there and start doing it. Start working on your health, and that's one of the main things that people are constantly under attack from by the establishments is our health. It is biological warfare. The the pharmacological, yeah, the pharma. That's chemical medicine. Okay, plant medicine is going to be way more healthy for you than chemical medicines that are enforced on people these days.
Into the idea that it is a
Fuck asshole.
disease. I think it's situational, and you must change your situation and your actions and your decisions to feel better. And that's why I say it's not real. It's not a disease.
I have a point of view on it. I wanted to share mine and see if it kind of matches yours and if you have a viewpoint on it.
Sure.
When I grew up, I like to describe myself. And now a lot of people get annoyed about that. And they're like, why do you talk about yourself? Because who the fuck am I going to talk about? Do you know what I mean? Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit there and talk about Joe. I don't know who the fuck Joe is. I'm going to talk about George. George was raised, if I came home, I had a really tough childhood. And that's documented. I have a tough childhood when it came to making friends. I wasn't educated. They didn't know I was dyslexic. I had a lot of problems. When I came home, if I ever looked at my mom like, I'm depressed, she goes, no, you're not. And she nipped it right there. Stop saying that. And then I grew up. And I'm reflecting. I'm going to bring it back to the Bible. In the beginning was the what?
In the beginning.
Darkness. In the beginning, there was the darkness. The darkness spoke the word, and there came the light. I'm all about that dark light, yeah. Because all existence is dark light. All light is full of darkness in itself, okay? An atom, okay, is mostly empty space. All right, the mycelial network is what creates all living things, and the light mycelial network is a representation of the dark mycelium, which created the light. All right.
Was light, wasn't it? In the beginning was the stars, and I should know this.
In the beginning was the Word.
The Word, you're right.
And he created everything with what? His mouth. And
I mean, it was actually the darkness, but you do you, I'll do me.
everything's vibration. People that don't even believe in God believe in energy.
Yes.
Okay. I think that we got to...
Okay, and when people ask, do you believe in God? They're not asking, do you believe in the collective cosmic consciousness? They're not asking, do you believe in the one who created all? They're asking, do you agree with what I think God is? That's why there's so many people. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Christ consciousness. But just because I don't believe in it the exact same way y'all motherfuckers do, you're like, oh, you need Jesus. I've had so many of you tell me that. It's hilarious. I'm like, motherfucker, I got Jesus. And I don't need your approval or validation. for my personal connection with my creator. I don't need that. See, and that's what religion has done, is it has convinced people that they need something outside of themselves. It has convinced people that they need to look beyond themselves for divinity and sovereignty, which they don't. It's all within ourselves. But the establishments have used religion to coerce man into relinquishing our divine sovereignty. Okay.
Place where if I looked at you every single day and I was somebody you cared about and was like, you're depressed, bro. You're anxiety. You have anxiety. I have anxiety. So if I'm telling myself this every single time I have a problem, I'm feeding myself this. Yep. Bruce, don't joke about yourself, because your body doesn't even know what's a joke or not, right? So the philosophy that I'm going about is, are you talking it into existence? Are you,
And that's been confirmed by science also. That has absolutely been confirmed by science. Bruce Lee was